सवीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमस्तेऽस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयो भवे च नमः शङ्कराय च महेश्वराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। ॐ नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रमानिलेभ्यः नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। ॐ श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने। ॐ श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्नेभ्यो नमः। श्रीमदध्यात्मरामायण महात्म्यान्तर्गत श्रीराम श्री शिव श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति प्रार्थना श्लोकाः। ॐ रामं विश्वमयं वन्दे रामं वन्दे रघोद्वहं रामं विप्रवरं वन्दे रामं श्यामाग्रजं भजे। यस्य वागं श्रुतश्चूतं रम्यं रामायणामृतं शैलजासेवितं वन्दे तं शिवं सोमरूपिणं सच्चिदानन्दसन्दोहं भक्तिभूतिविभूषणं पूर्णानन्दमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं शङ्करं स्वयं अज्ञानध्वान्तसंहर्त्री ज्ञानालोकविलासिनी चन्द्रचूडवचश्चन्द्रचन्द्रिकेयं विराजते जयति रघुवंशतिलकः कौसल्यानन्दिवर्धनो रामः दशवदननिधनकारी दाशरथिः पुण्डरीकाक्षः अप्रमेयत्रयातीत निर्मलज्ञानमूर्तये मनोगिरां विदूराय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री उमामहेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ॐ श्री सीतारामाभ्यां नमः। ॐ श्री वेदव्याससद्गुरे नमः। अथ श्रीमदध्यात्मरामायणान्तर्गत श्री ब्रह्मांड पुराणान्तर्गत श्रीमदध्यात्मरामायणं बालकाण्डं प्रथम सर्गः श्रीराम हृदयं प्रार्थना श्लोकाः। ॐ यः पृथ्वीभरवारणाय दिविजैः सम्प्रार्थितश्चिन्मयः सञ्जातः पृथिवीतले रविकुले मायामनुष्योऽव्ययः निश्चक्रं हतराक्षसः पुनरगात् ब्रह्मत्वमाद्यं स्थिरां कीर्तिं पापहरां विधाय जगतां तं जानकीशं भजे। विश्वोद्भवस्थितिलयादिशेतुमेकं मायाश्रयं विगतमायमचिन्त्यमूर्तिम् आनन्दसान्द्रममलं निजबोधरूपं सीतापतिं विदिततत्त्वमहं नमामि। पठन्ति ये नित्यमनन्यचेतसः शृण्वन्ति चाध्यात्मिकसङ्गीतं शुभं रामायणं सर्वपुराणसम्मतं निर्धूतपापाः हरिमेव यान्ति ते अध्यात्मरामायणमेव नित्यं पठेद्यदिच्छेद्भवबन्धमुक्तिं गवां सहस्रायुधकोटिदानात् फलं लभेद्यः शृणुयात् स नित्यं पुरारिगिरिसम्भूता श्रीरामार्णवसङ्गता अध्यात्मरामगङ्गेयं पुनाति भुवनत्रयम् अध्यात्मरामगङ्गेयं पुनाति भुवनत्रयम्। Salutations to the Rama Bhagavan, to Bhagavan Shiva, Veda Vyasa, all the Rishi Munu Guru Devata of Sri Adhyatma Ramayana Shastram, one of the beautiful text. One or two suggestions, whether you like or not, I feel so. Ki respect, revere the text which is coming into our life by the grace of the Lord and thoroughly study it. And respect the opportunity of the satsanga given to us. Respect the one who is teaching us, who is the expression of the Guru Parampara. All these three will help us avoid the mind's whims and fancies of taking away into the worldliness and stick to our own Adhyatmika progress. When you respect Adhyatma Ramayana, when you respect these classes regularly, when you respect the Guru Parampara who is speaking, they are not benefited. We are benefited. If this commitment is not there, the mind will find its excuses. Oh, सुबह का class मैं सुन रहा हूँ ना, why should I come in the evening? I don't need. That's all excuse. If you really cannot because of any other physical problem, etc., it's okay. Other than physical problem, it is a mental, unwanted, self-created problem. इन those days एक ही गुरुकुल में एक ही गुरु के पास रहकर सारे शास्त्र सुनते थे. ऐसा थोड़ी था कि ये छोड़कर उधर जाओ, उधर से इधर. No, not required. So what happens to our mind is slowly the Maya enters. And how it starts? You don't take Guru into confidence. You keep away from the Guru is keeping nearness to the ego. Ego has its friends of mind and samskara vasana along with all the people around. Then slowly they give variety of suggestions. स्वामी तो सन्यास है, पागल है, उनको दूसरा काम धंधा नहीं, नींद नहीं आता होगा, therefore he takes 6 classes. Why should you attend them? You have so many things. You see, this is a Maya entry. There's no other way the Maya comes. Maya comes in all these forms. And slowly we feel 1-2 days we bunk class, then it becomes a habit. Only 2 days you ask permission, and third day you don't need to ask permission. Do you understand? Who is doing what? We have to be observant. Strike the balance at the same time. The work is very urgent, okay. We always give that option. But what is the definition of the urgency with which you have to compromise with the class is your subjective. You need not tell me, I did not know it, I won't ask you. खुद को क्या हम वाकई इतने मेच्योर्ड हैं कि डिस्क्रिमिनेट कर कर हम सही चीज को चुन रहे हैं या हम किसी कमजोरी में फंस गए? No, in my opinion, what I say, for a person who is non-spiritual, how can I sacrifice my spiritual class? You tell him बैठ क्लास में तू भी, बाद में बात करेंगे, नहीं तो बाद में आना. I have those guts developed. I don't give value to anybody at the cost of my class. That is my commitment. Because लोग आएंगे जाएंगे जिंदगी में, बट शास्त्र गुरु हम पकड़े तो रहेंगे, उनको इंसल्ट करते जाओ तो चले जाएंगे वो भी. This common sense I am developing. In this way, sticking to our schedule of studying Shastra. And remember, please, when I am speaking to you or anybody, is the knowledge remaining in the mind at that continuously? That was the case in the Krita Yuga, some part of Treta. But right now we don't have a memory power so much. Then is it not inevitable for us to remember this knowledge? Because ज्ञान जो याद नहीं रहता उसका फायदा ही नहीं है. To remember the knowledge, is it not required to restudy the book? And to restudy that, should we have the book or not? And imagine that state of your life when every day after the class, having your dinner before sleep 10 minutes, you take the book, this is the shloka, today Swamiji elaborated on that, or your own, whoever the teacher, this is what the meaning he told for it. Oh, this is what it is. Oh, let me write this point. It clicked to me in my notes, specially meant for the lessons I learned from the Shastra Adhyatma for my sadhana. If this exercise is done, what a great self-satisfaction will be there. What a great learning will happen. हम बुक ही नहीं खरीदे, then enough a discussion, enough an excuse. That I don't have a book, therefore I can't study. You don't study, then you'll forget. Why? Because that is the thing which we have in the mind now. We don't have that capacity like the past, that anything heard is remembered. There's no Shrutam me Gopaya in us now. See, whether you are in a school, college student studying physics, chemistry, whether you are a student of Vedanta studying our Grantha, the process is same to learn the knowledge and succeed in life. They have to relentlessly listen, get the tuition, have a guide, study them, make their notes, answer the exam question paper, then their knowledge is confirmed. In our life spirituality also, एक एक शास्त्र को एक बंदा जो ऐसा पढ़ता है उसी का नॉलेज टिकेगा, टिका हुआ नॉलेज ही हेल्प करेगा, नहीं तो बंदा बिकाऊ. I am telling this to ask you yourself, do you have Adhyatma Ramayana book in front of you? Do you have Bhagavatam in front of you, which we are studying? Do you have your Chaitanya Upanishad with Bhashya? Are you respecting that Grantha? Are you respecting the sessions every day? Are you respecting the Vakta? You have to respect, not for the Vakta, it is you. The biggest problem in my life I'm going through is what? Nobody respects me. And those who respect, they alone come to class. Others know the value of class or don't know the value because of, for whatever reason, they don't come because they don't have respect. Ah, and you don't have that. It's not my problem. Huh? And one or two of you, only three, four, even though from 2 years continuously listening, still maintain that respect. That is your genius. My hats off to you. Some of others दो तीन बार सुन लिया and then they understand ये स्वामी से बढ़िया है तो वहां गए. Here the others you are regularly coming, they are growing along with me and I am growing along with them. It's a beautiful journey. We are thousands of kilometers apart but still together growing. Tuning to the same Shastra, same thing, with only one difference. Somebody is speaker, somebody is listener. It's okay. It's not so important. But together we are dwelling on every Shastra every day. This is a memorable joy. Along with that, your own book, you have to ponder about that. This is how we have to help ourselves in growth. And what are the obstacles? Who are the enemies in this regard? Only our mana, indriya, deha. Why is it so? Because buddhi is not powerful. Why? Buddhi is not trained in doing viveka. What is the meaning? Think for yourself. What you are doing, is it the best or can the better can then that can be done or not? अब इतना दिमाग का जागरूकता और अवेकनिंग नहीं होता, दिमाग सोता रहता है, देन द माइंड एंड सेंसेस आर विजिलेंट, वो जागकर हमारे जीवन को उसी मार्ग में ले जाते हैं. इवन दो आवर नेम इज जीवन सच देव. देयर इज वन ऑडियंस इन आवर क्लास. जीवन है, उसमें सच भी है और भगवान भी है, बट जाते हैं और कहीं भगवान को जोड़कर. विवेक जागृत करो. Think for yourself. Don't believe anyone. When you don't believe Shastra and Guru, how do you believe the stupid people of the world? If you believe them, you believe Shastra also. Then use intellect and do self-discriminate. Ki what is that which helps me in my own progress? Stick to that. देखो बंद, इस दुनिया से छूटकर भी हम मरेंगे, फंस कर भी हम मरेंगे, परमात्मा से जुड़कर भी हम मरेंगे, परमात्मा को छोड़कर भी मरेंगे. कैसा मरना डिसाइड करो. मैं तो डिसाइड किया परमात्मा गुरु के चरण पकड़ते पकड़ते मरना, ना कि और किसी के चरण या कुछ पकड़ के भगवान को छोड़कर. इट इज हेल्पिंग. इट इज नॉट ए वन डेज आउटकम. Relentless study of Shastra, thinking in line of what our masters are thinking, a 0.01% slowly getting awakened, the buddhi, the vivek. And then I understood the taste of it. Now I'll not leave it. चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, with this effort slowly, the viveka shakti become jagrata, then you will know for yourself what is the thing to be reached, what is to be done for that, what is not required, how to avoid. In that, what we are saying is respect the Shastra which we are studying, respect the session which we are listening, respect the one who is teaching us, and then express that respect by being regular and sincere in the class and of the class by having the book and studying it. And this is the only way our knowledge grows, becomes stronger, is remembered, and helps us. There's no other way. सोच लेना एक एक. ठीक है. Now yesterday we saw Mother Sita has concluded her teaching to Hanumanji about what the main three aspects or four. One is Rama is Parabrahma. Second, herself Sita is Mula Prakriti. How to reverse it? Parabrahma only came as Rama, Mula Prakriti only came as Sita. That's what Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasharathatmaje Veda Pracheta Dasit Sakshad Ramayana Atmana. That's what the Valmiki Ramayana में बताया. तो राम परब्रह्म नहीं है, परब्रह्म राम के रूप में है. Clear? So too, Sita is not Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti appeared as Sita. Okay. So Parabrahma Rama with all this Ramam Vidhi Param Brahma Sachidananda Lakshanam He is in his own pristine self, untouched, undisturbed, unmodifying, in his infinite glory, has nothing to do. He doesn't do anything. This Mula Prakriti, be attentive. In the presence of Rama, does all the Srushti Sthiti Laya. This is the third thing. First is Rama is Parabrahma Sachidananda, he does nothing. Second is Mula Prakriti is Sita. Third, she is the one who projects all the three, not creates. Projects the creation, projects the maintenance, projects the dissolution in the presence of the Lord. And you and I who are aviveki about this aspect, not deeply contemplated, understood, superimpose all that is done by Mula Prakriti on Rama. Okay. Now, who is Mula Prakriti? Our own avidya. Who is Rama? Our own self. Who is doing everything? The Maya, Prakriti. In whose presence? The self. But when the Maya is doing all that, on whom it is imposed on? It is on me. Therefore, I am becoming the Karta, Dharta. Therefore, I am consequently suffering it. This thing 100 times you have to contemplate till become thorough. And to do the contemplation, you have to have so much of strength and energy and concentration as well as sukshmata. That will come only when we withdraw from the rajo tamo gunatmaka involvements of the world. That is why Kuchasal, Japa, Upasana, Puja, Guru Bhakti, Bhagavad Bhakti, all of them make our Mana Buddhi so divinely energized and powerful with single pointedness and Sukshmata. With that, we can contemplate. Then we will come to know that in my Aviveka, I superimposed the doings of Prakriti on myself. I am not the doer. The moment I start saying I am not the doer, the Prakriti as well as the doings of Prakriti slowly disappear. I remain as the undoing, unchanging, eternal, immutable, immaculate, Akhanda, Nitya, Eka Atma. This is in short sadhana. Keep in mind, if not today, someday we will do. After you do the uddhara of the entire world. ओके ना कभी कि प्रधानमंत्री राष्ट्रपति पोस्ट से रिटायर हो जाओगे ना तब क्या करें प्रश्न आएगा तो शायद ये कर सकते information. So she started with that what ki she started ki tat sannidhyat maya srishtam tasmin aropyate abudhaihi. In the 35th shloka, in his presence, I do everything and it is imposed on him by the abudha is equal to aviveki of what we studied in Bhagavata just now. By giving, after giving the entire story of what happened throughout Rama Avatara Leelas, conclusion also she says same thing. Eva madini karmani maya eva acharitani. Api aropayanti rame asmin. Who is Rama? Nirvikare Akhilatmani. In the Nirvikara Akhila Atma, the aropana is done of all the karmas which are done by me. 42 shloka. So she started with that, she concluded with that. So what is the data which you have to collect for deeper contemplation? The self in me is non-doer, non-enjoyer. Akartaham, abhoktaham. And the who does is the Prakriti Maya in the presence of self. When in this concept, when you are there and not promoting the jiva to come, then slowly you can easily identify with the non-doing self. Then the Maya with its doing disappear. There's no samsara. This can be done. This is what in spirituality we have to do. Now, as a summary of all that, now she is talking using the word Rama, but about Brahma. Rama is seen by Hanuman and Brahma is seen by Sita. Sita is telling about Brahma, pointing at Rama, and Hanumanji is listening, looking at Rama, and listening Rama as Brahma. What did she say? Ramo na gacchati na tishtati na anushochati akanksate tyajati no na karoti kinchitu anandamurtirachalaha parinamahinaha maya gunananugato hi tatha vibhati. Interesting. These are all the very pure Vedanta. You should have that heavy head and heavy loaded buddhi and interest to grasp. कोई गाना बजाना भजन खिसला के थोड़ा रुला दो, कुछ कहानी सुनाकर कुछ एंटरटेन करा दो, दो चार जोक बोलकर हंसा दो, That is a very nice, sweet way, but in that you will not have this deep contemplation. We have done that also so many years. But now we are studying Shastra serious, sincerely, and it is always heavy. There, every word you have to analyze and find the truth of it. We tried to explain it yesterday to some extent of 10-20%. So Ramaha na gacchati, Ramaha na tishtati, Ramaha na anushochati, Ramaha na akankshate, Ramaha na tyajati, Ramaha na karoti kinchitu. Is it not? These are all the things in the Rama Katha we see the Rama doing. So the Upadiyukta Rama has done or Sita has done it, not the Brahma Rupa Rama. Be careful about this listening. There is a truth immaculate behind all this phenomenal world, which is stationary, doing nothing, needing to do anything, nothing. But in his presence, the Maya is doing everything. So, what is the point? Rama went for protecting Sri Vishwamitra's Yajna. Rama went to break that Shiva Dhanuhu. Then Rama went, crossed the ocean, killed Ravana. Gachati. Which Rama Gachati? Parabrahma Rama na Gachati. Then who gone? The Prakriti Yukta Rama. Prakriti made this happen, but superimposed on the Brahma Rama, that Rama has got. So, and where is that Prakriti? In the picture here, Sita ji is seated next to Rama. But actually, it is in the Parabrahma only, Ramaya. She cannot be separated. The inseparable text Shakti of Parabrahma. So, in Parabrahma, in his own presence, his own Maya Shakti is projecting an entity called as Rama, who is going and doing all that. But real Brahma Rupa Rama na gacchati. So too Ramo na tishtati. Tishtati means staying in the ashramas, in the vanavasa kala. Is it not? Or seated now here on the throne after Pattabhishekam, or seated somewhere because of the dukkha and tiredness, because he could not find Sita. That's called na tishtati. Yet technically, gacchati means modification. Tishtati means getting identified with some upadhi. जाकर बैठ जाना. Like if पर्सन को मिल गया नौकरी, you are now a secretary or anything, he goes and तिष्ठति in the chair. So the chair is, वहाँ लिखा रहता है the secretary's chair. So जाके तिष्ठति. So the उपाधि से तादात्म्य हो गया. Before sitting is an ordinary person, now a secretary. So too तिष्ठति is identified. न गच्छति means never moves away from his Brahma sthiti. न तिष्ठति means never falls to sit in the identification of upadhi. ओके, ब्रह्मा न अपने स्वरूप से हिलेंगे, न जाकर कोई उपाधि से बैठेंगे. Then still you are seeing it. That is what is Naviveka. And who is doing if at all it is happening? Maya. But can she do it independent of Rama? No. And sorting out each one of them. Then which knowledge to use at what time? The two things. One is Vyavahara, second meditation. व्यवहार में जो कुछ कर रहा है माया, ध्यान में कुछ ना हो रहा है, कोई नहीं कर रहा है, सिर्फ आत्मा. In this way, you have to know which knowledge to use where. First, gain the knowledge. So, Ramo na gacchati na tishtati. Then, na anushochati. You know, when Dasharatji died or Sita is kidnapped, the Brahma Rama did not cry. The Upadiyukta Rama cried. And Upadiyukta Rama is through the Upadhi, but not real. Therefore, don't superimpose the Upadiyukta Leela Rama's Leela on the Supreme Rama. Devatas asked, therefore he came and did it. Otherwise, in reality, nothing needed, nothing happened. So too, na akankshate. He never did the akanksha of rajyam or anything. Then so too, na tyajati. You said no, he did the tyaga of Sita 2 times. You know, एक बार अग्नि त्याग किया, दूसरी बार वाल्मीकि आश्रम में त्याग की, तीसरी बार she herself went into the earth. He cannot do the त्याग. किसी का त्याग करोगे अगर आप कोई बंदा है आपसे अलावा and you have some relation. There is nobody other than Rama. Nano karoti kinchito, and he did not do anything. The action of Vishwamitra Yagarakshana by killing the Karadushanadi, the action of Shivadhanu Todana, the action of killing Ravanadi, now the action of ruling the kingdom. he is not doing. And all the above things, na karoti kinchit. Okay, he is kartrutva rahita, jnatrutva rahita, anything rahita, shuddha satchidananda atma. Okay, that is what said. Ananda murti hi achalaha parinama hinaha. He himself is Ananda ka roop hai, murti hai. Achalaha, he is not fallen to the level of jiva. Parinama hinaha, there is no parinama in his Satchidananda Rupa to become Asat Achit Anananda. Still, Maya Gunan Anugatahai Tata Vibhati. Because now this is the crux of the point. You see the Rama through the Maya and its three layers of three guna, Rama appearing like that. Is it not? When the medium is hasty, what you see the other side is hasty. Medium is shaky, what you see other side is shaky. Medium is clear, you see the other thing is clear. So Maya has the hasty, shaky and clear vision. Hasty is Tamoguna, shaky is Rajas, clear is the Sattva. Through these three you are looking at Rama, therefore it appears that Rama is doing all that. Maya Gunan Anugata Hai Tatha Vibhati. He appears like that. But in his reality, Anandamurti Achalaha and Parinama Hinaha. Now, as I told you 4 days back, with early sleep by 9:30, getting up at 4:30, freshing up self by going out and doing some exercise, and by 5 coming and sitting for japa half an hour, 5:30 to 7, or 4:30 to 5:30, whatever, 1 hour, these shlokas have to be taken and word by word should be contemplated with that fresh, energetic, divine, pure mind. Then the sara of it comes. That is why all the Adhyatma Adhyanam is done early morning when the mind is afresh. By afternoon or evening, the mind is so tired in involving in so many things and exhausted. इसलिए शाम को सिर्फ भगवान की कथा होती है, सोने से भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता और सोते भी है लोग. आप कथा में ही सो रहे तो फिर वेदांत में क्यों नहीं सोएंगे? बट यू एंड आई इवनिंग फिर 2 घंटे खूब सो के फिर फ्रेश माइंड से आते हैं, इसलिए चलता है हमको. वी हैव नो अदर बिजनेस. वी आर लक्की, आवर पीपल आर लक्की बिकॉज ऑफ अस. वी डोंट गो टू डिस्टर्ब एनीवन. This is what Sita Mata's teachings to Hanuman. Okay? Now the Ramji takes the mic. He starts teaching Hanumanji the pure Advaita Brahma Jnana of the Mandukya Karika and all that. Clear? Let us start that one. Tato Ramaha Swayam Praha Hanumantam Upasthitam Shrunu Tattvam Pravakshyami Yatmanatma Paratmanam. Tataha, thereafter, Ramaha, Sri Ramji, Swayam Praha, himself spoke Hanumanta Upasthitam to Hanumanji, who was stably staying there and listening. He called Hanuman first. Shrunu Tattvam Pravakshami. Shrunu, hey Hanuman, Shrunu Tattvam Pravakshami. I am going to teach you the Tattva essence. About what you are teaching the Tattva? Atma, Anatma, Paratma. These are the 3 words. Atma, Anatma, Paratma. Next 10 shlokas deal about the explanation of these 3 words. Atma, Anatma, Paratma, or Paratma, Atma, Anatma, or Anatma, Atma, Paratma. Whichever the sequence. Atma, Anatma, Paratmanam, Tattvam Pravakshami, Tvam Sunu. मैं सुना रहा हूँ आपको, ध्यान से सुनना. These are all intellect की बातें, not emotion or anything. What he starts saying now? He first takes the example. Through the example, he explains. And he will have to take the example and understand first. And what he said with the example later on, the tattva is Atma, Anatma, Paratma, contemplate. And never ever be satisfied only with the intellectual apprehension. Till the intellectual apprehension happens, don't stop inquiry. After the intellectual understood, then what is the essence, therefore, is told to do as well as reach. क्या करना, क्या पहुंचना मुक्ति के लिए, जो बताते उसको करना है. Otherwise, the danger is what? The danger of I know Vedanta is more worse than not knowing Vedanta. Because the people think they have become Brahma, and one side don't do sadhana, second side in their own arrogance, third they belittle other and insult others. In Gurudev Samstha and all, जो बंदे नए नए आते हैं ना स्टडी ग्रुप वगैरह, इतने humble they sit in the corner and the सेवक or somebody tells him, ए आप भी कुछ बोलो, मैं तो अभी आया मेरे को क्या पता. Then see that same person after 4 or 5 years, when he continuously attends and collects the data of all the books and all, he becomes now the group sevak. I know now everything. You are wrong. This is what that intellectual information के कारण तो चेहरे में तो ब्रह्म का घमंड दिखता है ना. मैं तो भाग ही गया उस जगह से. No love, no concern for others. Ages go on, aeons go on, but no compromise even little with the arrogance. What is that? Because I know Shastra. It's like, the Ukraine trying to gather weapons from other countries to combat Russia. So this fellow gathers the information, knowledge from all the gurus passing by and holds that as a weapon to take everybody others as enemy and shoot them down. Intellectual corruption, intellectual knowledge giving that arrogance. If you really have Vedanta Jnana, can you hold to any power, any position, any ego? That also happens because it doesn't go with bhakti. When bhakti is added, then you know the Lord is the manager of everything. So when He can work through me, can work through others. Give it to other fellow. Why should you always? If you don't know Vedanta, you should sit for your meditation and know the self. ना खुद ध्यान में बैठकर परमात्मा को जानते हैं, ना भगवान के प्रति भक्ति होने के कारण किसी को मौका देते हैं, खुद ही फंसे रहते हैं. एवरीवेयर इट इज द केस. In some places, the so-called Swami Brahmacharya are like that. In many and every places, the so-called the devotees, the grahastha, the so-called regular study group members and jnanis, intellectual knowledge. और anybody when he studies any book 10 times, ये मजबूरी है भगवान को तो इसके दिमाग में वो नॉलेज को भर ही देंगे. I am telling you it. And like me, any stupid fellow like me start speaking on Shastra, within few months, the art of speaking आई जाती है and listeners are anyway innocent, they listen. And you think that everything over. That is why Nayamatma pravachanena na medaya na bahuna shruti. Is it not? Yamevaisa vrunate. The one who seeks the self and self seeks him. I seek the self by giving up everything. When this is understood by the self, then he reveals to me. When he knows and पूरा जांच पड़ताल करके तब छोड़े, तब देंगे हमको आत्मज्ञान, परमात्मा. So what we are saying is, intellectually be thorough. Without that, the doubts, confusions will not go. Without the convictions will not come. But intellectual knowledge is not converted inside for sadhana, outside for love and seva, then the same knowledge become heavy load. गधे का एग्जाम्पल अभी हमने भागवत में भी लिया ना, सेम गधा. Why we are sharing this, to protect ourselves. When you see great people and learn the good from them, we have to see the stupid fellows also and learn from them what not to do. And neither we hate these people nor love them, because na ninda na prashamsa. Learn the message and we live in our own sadhana. And हर एक गुरु को हमेशा घबराहट होती है इस अनडिजर्विंग फेलो को ज्ञान देने से, ये मेरे सर पर चढ़ेगा. एंड एवरी डिसाइपल एक्सेप्ट 1% चढ़ ही जाते सर पे. Every child as he grows, on the father's head he sits, no? Like बेटे बेटे करके बचपन से जो शुरू किया, मरने तक वही रेस्पेक्ट. एंड दैट स्टूपिड इज सेम स्टूपिड राइट फ्रॉम बर्थ. with his own heroism, that he has done something by getting birth for that parents. कुछ किया ही नहीं नालायक, but फिर भी goes on रूप जमाता रहता है. Wrong. Funny thing in the world. So to the disciple. Nowadays, though, every disciple thinks कि by giving chance to the Guru to speak, I am greater than him. और कुछ लोग को थोड़ा शास्त्र पढ़ के in that peculiar ego. And one or two study groups conducted, one or two lectures given, they think they got it. They become arrogant. Then they won't care anyone now. मैं तो डरता ही रहता हूँ, भगवान उतना ही ज्ञान दो जिससे घमंड ना भरे, और वो ज्ञान अनुभव रूप में होना है मेरे लिए, not to impose on others. So to let the jnana become bhakti prema, then bhakti prema become just seva. Yeah. So now Sri Ramji starts teaching to Hanuman. Sun rahe hum. What is that? Tato Ramah Swayam Praha Hanumantamupasthitam Shrunu Tattvam Pravakshyamihi Atmanatma Paratmanam. So what is the topic here? Atma, Anatma, Paratma. Kya hai? What is the tattva of it? Rama is explaining. First he takes an example. Then he explains. What is that? Akashasya yatha bhedah त्रिविधो दृश्यते महान जलाशये महाकाशः तदवच्छिन्न एव हि प्रतिबिम्बाख्यमपरं दृश्यते त्रिविधं नवः बुद्ध्यवच्छिन्न चैतन्यम् एकं पूर्णम् अथा परम् आभासस्त्वपरं बिम्बव भूतमेवं त्रिधा चितिः साभासबुद्धेः कर्तृत्वम् अविच्छिन्ने विकारिणे साक्षिण्यारोप्यते भ्रान्त्या जीवत्वं च तथा बुधैः. Same Vyasa he wrote there in Bhagavata. Here also same Vyasa. There he spoke through the Krishna. Here he spoke through Rama. There the listener was Uddhava. Here is Hanuman. He was also great Bhakta and Dasa. Here also great Bhakta and Dasa. And there also speaker is same here. Listener is same there. मजा आ रहा है कि नहीं? How Bhagwan is blessing us. I तो see only it as blessings. नहीं तो हम कहाँ के खेती के गाजर मूली है, हमको ये कहाँ मिलना है चांस. When we look back into our past of this life, what were we useless? Even now also useless, but the blessings of studying Shastra. Is it not? So what are the examples? Listen. Akashasya yatha bhedah trividah drishyate. Just like three types of akashas are seen. What are they? Mahan Akasha, the total infinite space. One. Second is what? Jalashaye Maha Akasha tad avachinna evahi. The second Akasha is the Akasha in the Jala. Okay? Akasha in the Jala, rather that Akasha which is occupied by the Jala. ये दूसरा वाला थोड़ा समझने के लिए दिमाग लगना पड़ेगा, लगाना. महाकाशा you understood? The total infinite space. Mahakasha, infinite space. Second is what? Jala Akasha. What is Jala Akasha? The Akasha which is occupied by the Jala. Let us say that Jalashaya is 10 by 12 kilometer size. So the 10 by 12 kilometer size, the water content or Jalashaya, whatever it is it occupying space or not? Yeah, it is in the space only. That's called a Jala occupied Akash. One is Maha Akasha, second is Jala occupied Akash. Is it clear? Third one is what? In that Jala. In that Jala. महाकाश है कि नहीं? हाँ, उसका जो प्रतिबिंब है, प्रतिबिंब आकाश. See? प्रतिबिंबाख्यम अपरम दृश्यते त्रिविधम नभः और आकाश. Contemplate on this today. From here, the reflected space, the space occupied by the water content, Jalashaya. Third is infinite space, Mahakash. So Mahakasha, Jala Avachinna Akasha, Jala Gata Pratibimba Akash. Mahakasha, Jalakasha, Jalagata Pratibimba. Beautiful. In fact, Mahakasha, Jalagata Akasha, both are same only. But there the Jala is there in that Akasha. Jalagata Pratibimba Akasha. You see the reflection? 3. Mahakasha, Jalavachinna Akasha, Jalagata Pratibimba Akasha. Infinite space, space occupied by the water, space reflected in the water. Space occupied by the water, you just contemplate, don't miss it. Space reflected in the water is very clear. You see the water, the space is reflecting. The total space, ऊपर देखो total space, नीचे देखो reflected space, पूरा नदी को देखो occupied space. Because the nadi also in a space. Space means don't think space. जो नदी जो भूमि है, भूमि भी तो space में ही है. In the same way, after example is given, buddhi avachinna chaitanyam ekam purnam atha param abhasastva param bimba bhutamevam tridha chithi. In the same way, like the akasha, so to the chitta, the chaitanya tattva in us. One is what? Buddhi avachinna chaitanyam ekam. One chaitanyam which is permeating the aham. Because without the Chaitanya Atma, Aham cannot. This is called as the Jala occupied Akash. Second is what? Purnam Atha Aparam. There is like the Purna Akasha, the Purna Sarva Vyapaka Chaitanya is there. The third one, do you see that reflection of Akash in the water? Yeah. In the same way, Abha Sahatu Aparam Bimba Bhutam. In the Buddhi, the reflected Chaitanya. Buddhi permeating Chaitanyam, Buddhi means Aham Vritti here. Aham Vritti Chaitanya में ही है. अहम वृत्ति में चैतन्य का प्रतिबिंब है. जलाशय आकाश में ही है. जलाशय में आकाश का रिफ्लेक्शन है. And both the Jalashaya is in the total Akash. So too, the Aham Vritti supporting Chaitanya is in the total Chaitanya only. They are never separable, but that Chaitanya is spoken with regard to one Aham Vritti. It is expressing the Aham Vritti in it, it is totally occupying the Aham Vritti. In that way you can say. But in the Aham Vritti again there is a reflection. So the Jala is to be considered as the Aham Vritti. Okay. So Jala may reflected Akasha is Aham Vritti may reflected Siddhabhas. Jala जिस आकाश में है, that is called as Aham occupied Chaitanya. Okay. Then the entire Mahakasha is Mahachaitanya. So Mahaakasham, Mahachaitanyam. Then Jalashaya Avachinna Akasham is Aham Vritti Avachinna Chaitanyam. Then Jalagata Pratibimba Akasham is Aham Vritti Pratibimba Abhasa Chaitanya. This morning class, the 6th shloka, Chichaya Veshatah Buddha Bhanam, that's the same point. Telugu people. So these are the three. Now, which is real, which is unreal, all that will be discussed to us in the next shloka. Few shloka. Who is the doer, who is the non-doer. That's why I told you, 7 days back, very heavy subject. है ना, भगवान कृष्ण का एक भजन कीर्तन करो, हाँ, उनके गुणगान करो, मजा आता है वो. बट व्हाट इज दिस स्वामी जी यू आर टॉकिंग सम आकाश. मेरे को तो सब ऊपर से चले जा रहे हैं. पहले साइड से जा रहे थे, उससे पहले नीचे से जा रहे थे. जा ही रहे थे. Tomorrow with more clarity, means same thing we'll elaborate. We'll not leave without studying thoroughly Sri Rama Hrudayam. इसको पढ़ लिया तो तृप्ति हो गया. It's available anytime you can listen. Then later on it's a katha going on, and in between कुछ कुछ वेदांत के विचार होते हैं. Only I have to remind her, see we have already studied Sri Rama Hrudayam. That way, contemplative. अब देखो, from the entire life's beginning, How much we missed studying this Vedanta and lost in the world, which is not allowing us now to study Vedanta. Is it not? Like, I'm just hypothetically giving example. Don't misunderstand, please. Don't misunderstand. I request. Like in the Gurukula, when the disciple is taught Vedanta, then he's given a picture to himself. Now I got the Vedanta Jnanam, where Brahmanabhuti is Mukti. Now he imagines, now I get married, wife, and then the children, then maintain them, earn money. And through that, all the living, so many impressions created. I become old. When I become old with such a load, how can I do contemplation? There are things like this. And this thinking, if it is powerful to him, then the thinking of or the desires of going through all the other ashramas, he will say, Sar nahi, I see the ye bhoj burden nahi, what knowledge I gained from Guru, I'll implement and get realized. He becomes directly from brahmachari to sannyasi and knows the truth. If somebody has those guts, you don't have those whose urgency for knowing this truth is not that much. And urgency of indulging and experiencing the entire grahastha is more, then he goes through. But while going through, like in the Taittiriya, Swadhyaya Pravachane, if he's doing, then he becomes old when all the responsibilities are over. He has already got the data, continuously learnt and maintained, he can enter into meditation. If Swadhyaya Pravachana is never done throughout the life, indulgence is done with so much of ego, so much of habits, vasanas are created, that fellow will commit suicide but will not come to class, will never listen to satsanga. And you are people in your own home who have not attended even one class, when you are attending from last 3 years, they are the example of that. मरेंगे लेकिन क्लास में नहीं बैठेंगे. You try to tell them, 3 दिन खाना नहीं देंगे आप. I'm just giving the available example. Why? And they are your age only. 5-6 साल इधर उधर. But so much of worldliness in them. And you are going here and there listening to the classes. इसलिए स्वाध्याय प्रवचन is going on. That habit is helping now. Therefore, keep these 3-4 in mind. Only through Atma Anubhuti there is moksha. And that I have to gain through my own meditation. For meditation, I have to have the qualification. Qualifications are 2. One, thorough knowledge of the self and how to meditate. Second is the purity of mind, intellect, concentration, etc. Achieve them throughout your life, whether you are in grahasthashrama process or otherwise. Never lose sight of this goal. If the lose sight of goal, बाकी चीजें हम गोल दिखते हैं, then it is what? The 1,000 things. तो एक से नहीं मिला तो दूसरा, दूसरा तीसरा, इस तरह आप 1,000 तक जाओगे. By the time you complete 1,000 और 2,000 आ गए. We get tempted only to experiment to get the sukha or mukti through them. This is the meaning of samsar में फंसे रहना. No problem क्या है ना? Any time from any height of spiritual sadhana, you can fall down. Like some of the irregular people. And any place of falling, you can again rise again by becoming regular. To listening, to the study, to contemplate, to make the picture very clear as to what to achieve and what to do, and stick to that at every cost. Same, it's no biasness. मैं जो आ रहे नहीं आ रहे जो बता रहा हूँ, not a particular named individual. Any jiva, if I stop taking these classes and studying, I will also become same. There's nobody spared in this world by the Maya. And nobody Bhagwan also gives up. जिन्होंने उनके चरण पकड़ा, उन सबका माया को दूर करते हैं. जो भी उनके चरण छोड़ा, means living शास्त्र, उनको माया पकड़ती है. Like the corona. Corona doesn't say, अरे स्वामी जी इसको छोड़ देंगे. मच्छर कभी छोड़ती है क्या? अरे स्वामी जी का खून कैसे लेवे? कोई दिखा उधर flesh, it comes, that's it. So to Bhagwan and Maya don't have the biasness of any preferences. They have only one criteria. भगवान को छोड़ा तो माया पकड़ती है, भगवान को पकड़ा तो माया छूटती. That's it. So anybody who are at the Bhagwan's feet now, leave Bhagwan and go to Maya. That option is open to you all. Anybody are leaving the Bhagwan and holding or getting caught up by Maya, start holding Bhagwan, the Maya leaves. मैं तो कहता हूँ once the age is 65, Nothing other than listening to Bhagwan's glory, mainly the Vedanta. Also the Leelas when you are tired. Anything else is you are getting lost. मैं तो वही सोच रहा हूँ, कहते कहते सत्संग सुनते सुनते ऐसे भान हो जाए कि कब शरीर छूट गया पता भी ना चले. I am aiming at that. Neither I should know nor anybody should know. कहाँ गया स्वामी, पता नहीं कौन था. Even to me also. Not that much. We have to keep a target and try. तो उसका थोड़ा तो मिलेगा हमको. एम करके कोशिश करो तो. Help ourselves. Spare time. Okay. Now this is told. We will elaborate on this when we come tomorrow. The three Atma, Atma, Anatma, Paratma. So to Mahakasha, Jala Avachinna Avakasha, Jalagata Pratibimba Akasha. Akasha. ठीक है, तीन आकाश हो गए. Then who does what and it is imposed on whom, all these are given. Then taking this data, contemplating on the seat. You will reach little. आज थोड़ा कल थोड़ा करते करते धीरे धीरे होता है. And every day when we sit for meditation, 10-15 minutes, tell to yourself, 10 minutes क्या, पहले आधा मिनट में कहो कि I am doing my sadhana now, in that I am doing my contemplation, nothing else is important for the next 1 hour. Then do the japa and pray to God of that japa, please give me the concentration and strength without any distraction to contemplate on this thought. Then really do that, there will be some depth coming. First it comes as understanding. Then the understanding has to be practiced. In that practice, the sublime experience comes of what is the Mahan Atma or Para Atma, the Supreme Real Self in us. So let us invoke Guru Kripa, Rama Kripa, Paragrama Brahma Kripa, Mula Prakriti Kripa, Shastra Kripa, so that this happens in our life also. May we rise above all our childhoodness, childishness, childlikeness, immaturities. We will really become true, serious, sincere in our approach, as well as Lord bestow on us all the maturity. May we learn, grow, set example for others through our own sadhana and siddhi. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Only 8 slokas are there. What told by Rama? 2 we have already seen. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only are there. Just 6 sloka. Itna hi hai Rama HRUDAYAM. Spoke by Rama. Same Rama HRUDAYAM given by Sita was only 2 shlokas. 3. 1, 2, 3 there, last one. Actually पहले तो एक, बीच में तो पूरा story था. Is it not? Rama with Parabrahma and the next shloka. Then Rama no gacchati, na shochati, these other. So 3 श्लोक सीता जी ने कहा, 6 श्लोक या 8 राम जी ने कहा. So 3, 8, 11, 12, bas itna hi. Taking this as support, Bhagavan Mahadeva tells the Falashruti of this Rama Hrudaya Jnanam to Parvati. Having gained that, now Parvati wants to know in elaboration both Rama Katha as well as Rama Tattva. Therefore, the Adhyatma Ramayana as Rama Katha, Adhyatma Tattva of the Rama simultaneously going on. What it indicates to you and me? Only one. When we live life, one side revel in the Brahma Tattva, other side revel in Rama Leela. There should be no anything other than Rama Leela called as Kama Leela or Jagat Leela or your own Mano Leela. There is no Mana, there is no Jagat, there is no, only Rama Leela is going on, Rama Tattva is going on. Dekho, the famous Rama Leelas throughout our Hindu culture, they used to have na Ram Leela, har Dashara pe hota hai ki nahi? What is Ram Leela? Not only Ram Avatar Katha, anything every time happening is only Rama Leela. Other than Rama Leela, only one thing is there called Rama Brahma Tattva. तो लीला में भाग ले लो और तत्व में एक हो जाओ. That's it. Anything other than is ignorance. Anything other than is aviveka. Anything other is self-created problem. Let us think about it little more. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amruta Kalashastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम भाग्याब्धि चंद्रिका भक्त चित्तकेकी घना घना रोगवरुतदंभोलिर्मृत्युदार कुठारिकायै नमो नमः। ओम नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। ओम श्री हनुमद्वीराय नमः। ओम श्री हनुमते 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 नमः। शिवस्मरण। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 नरसिंह भगवान। ओम वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गष्ट्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ओम नमो भगवते श्रीलक्ष्मीनारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च। ओम वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गष्ट्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ओम नमो भगवते श्रीलक्ष्मीनारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च। ओम वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गष्ट्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ओम नमो भगवते श्रीलक्ष्मीनारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च. Everyday chantings are over. Now today onwards we are starting in our chanting class the chanting of the stotrams of Mother in different forms. Okay. Har Today we chant the two stotrams of Mother. One is KANAKA, second is LALITHA PANCHARATNA. Okay, all written by Adi Shankara. ओम अतः श्रीमातुः कृपा कटाक्ष सिद्धि द्वारा अस्मिन् जन्मनि अस्मिन् क्षणे एव आत्मानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं विश्वकल्याणार्थं विश्व सौभ्रातृत्वत्वं समस्त जीवकोटिनाम आयुरारोग्यादि प्राप्त्यर्थं समस्त जीवानां परमात्म लक्ष्य रूपेण निश्चय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीमातुः समस्त देवता परंपरायाः अनुग्रह सिद्ध्यर्थं श्रीमातुः स्तोत्राणां पारायणं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। तदन्तरंग अंतर्गतत्वेन अद्यतन दिवसे इदानीं श्री कनकधारा स्तोत्रस्य श्री ललिता पंचरत्न स्तोत्रस्य पारायणं वयं करिष्यामहे। आदौ ओम अथ श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य कृत कनकधारा स्तोत्रम् ओम ओम वंदे वंदारु मंदारम इंदिरानंदकंदलम अमंदानंद संदोह बंधुरम सिंधुराननम ओम अंगम हरे पुलकभूषणमाश्रयन्ति भृंगांगनेव मुकुलाभरणं तमालम् अंगीकृता किल विभूतिरपांगलीला मांगल्यदास्तु मम मंगलदेवतायाः मुग्धा मुहुर्विदधति वदने मुरारेः प्रेमत्रपा प्रणिहितानि गतागतानि मालादृशोर्मधुकरीव महोत्पलेया सा मे श्रियं दिशतु सागर संभवायाः विश्वामरेन्द्रपदविभ्रमदानदक्षम् आनन्दहेतुरधिकं मधुविद्विषोऽपि ईशन्निषीदतु मयि क्षणमीक्षणार्धम् इन्दीवरोदरसहोदरमिन्दिरायाः आमीलिताक्षमधिगम्य मुदा मुकुन्दम् आनन्दकन्दमनिमेषमनङ्गतन्त्रम् आकेकरस्थितकनीनिकपद्मनेत्रम् भूत्यै भवेन्मम भुजङ्गशयाङ्गनायाः बाह्वन्तरे मुरजितश्रितकौस्तुभेया हारावलीव हरिनीलमयी विभाति कामप्रदा भगवतोऽपि कटाक्षमाला कल्याणमावहतु मे कमलालयायाः कालाम्बुदालिललितो रसिकैटभारे धाराधरे स्फुरति या तटिदङ्गनेव मातुः समस्तजगतां महनीयमूर्तिः भद्राणि मे दिशतु भार्गवनन्दनायाः प्राप्तं पदं प्रथमतः खलु यत्प्रभावात् माङ्गल्यभाजि मधुमातिनि मन्मथेन मय्यापतेत्तदिह मन्तरमीक्षणार्धम् मन्दालसं च मकरालय कन्यकायाः दद्याद्दयानुपवनो द्रविणाम्बुधाराम् अस्मिन्न किञ्चन विहङ्गशिशौ विषण्णे दुष्कर्म घर्ममपनीय चिराय दूरम् नारायणप्रणयिनी नयनाम्बुवाहः इष्टाविशिष्टमतयोऽपि नराय याद्राक् दृष्ट्या त्रिविष्टपपदं सुलभं लभन्ते दृष्टिः प्रहृष्टकमलोदरदीप्तिरिष्टां पुष्टिं कृषेष्ट मम पुष्करविष्टरायाः गीर्देवतेति गरुडध्वजसुन्दरीति शाकम्भरीति शशिशेखरवल्लभेति सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयकेलिषु संस्थितायै तस्यै नमस्त्रिभुवनैकगुरोस्तरुण्यै श्रुत्यै नमोऽस्तु शुभकर्मफलप्रसूत्यै रत्यै नमोऽस्तु रमणीयगुणार्णवायै शक्त्यै नमोऽस्तु शतपत्रनिकेतनायै पुष्ट्यै नमोऽस्तु पुरुषोत्तमवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु नाळीकनिभाननायै नमोऽस्तु दुग्धोदधिजन्मभूम्यै नमोऽस्तु सोमामृतसोदरायै नमोऽस्तु नारायणवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु हेमाम्बुजपीठिकायै नमोऽस्तु भूमण्डलनायिकायै नमोऽस्तु देवादिदयापरायै नमोऽस्तु शार्ङ्गायुधवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु देव्यै भृगुनन्दनायै नमोऽस्तु विष्णोरुरसिस्थितायै नमोऽस्तु लक्ष्म्यै कमलालयायै नमोऽस्तु दामोदरवल्लभायै नमोऽस्तु कान्त्यै कमलेक्षणायै नमोऽस्तु भूत्यै भुवनप्रसूत्यै नमोऽस्तु देवादिभिरर्चितायै नमोऽस्तु नन्दात्मजवल्लभायै सम्पत्कराणि सकलेन्द्रियनन्दनानि साम्राज्यदानविभवानि सरोरुहाक्षि त्वद्वन्दनानि दुरिताहरणोद्यतानि मामेव मातरनिशं कलयन्तु मान्ये यत्कटाक्षसमुपासनाविधिः सेवकस्य सकलार्थसम्पदः संतनोति वचनाङ्गमानसैः त्वां मुरारिहृदयेश्वरीं भजे सरसिजनयने सरोजहस्ते धवलतमां शुकगन्धमाल्यशोभे भगवति हरिवल्लभे मनोज्ञे त्रिभुवनभूतिकरिप्रसीद मह्यं दिग्गस्तिभिः कनककुम्भमुखावसृष्ट स्वर्वाहिनी विमलचारुजलाप्लुताङ्गीं प्रातर्नमामि जगतां जननीमशेष लोकाधिनाथगृहिणीम् अमृताब्धिपुत्रीं कमले कमलाक्षवल्लभे त्वं करुणापूरतरङ्गितैरपाङ्गैः अवलोकय माम् अकिञ्चनानां प्रथमं पात्रमकृत्रिमं दयायाः बिल्वाटवीमध्यलसत्सरोजे सुवर्णपत्रे सुखसन्निविष्टाम् अष्टापदाम्बोरुहपाणिपद्माम् सुवर्णवर्णां प्रणमामि लक्ष्मीं स्तुवन्ति ये स्तुतिविरमोभिरन्महं त्रयीमयीं त्रिभुवनमातरं रमां गुणाधिकाः गुरुतर भाग्यभाजिनः भवन्ति ते भुवि बुधभाविताशयाः भवन्ति ते भुवि बुधभाविताशयाः सुवर्णधारा स्तोत्रं यतो शंकराचार्य निर्मितं त्रिसन्ध्यं यः पठेन्नित्यं स कुबेरसमो भवेत् स कुबेरसमो भवेत् कमलासनपाणिना ललाटे लिखितामक्षरपङ्क्तिमस्य जन्तोः परिमार्जय मातरं गृणाते धनिकद्वारनिवास दुःखदोग्ध्रीम् अम्बोरुहं जन्मगृहं भवत्याः वक्षस्थलं भर्तृगृहं मुरारेः कारुण्यत कल्पय पद्मवासे लीलागृहं मे चरणारविन्दम्. 1 or 2 part of Veda are always there, so don't get worried by that. Anything you feel authentic, you follow it. Main thing is studying the stotras. Thank you. We have done the satsang on this Kanakadhara stotram. Definitely in Telugu, maybe in Hindi, English also, you can see the channel hours. And on all other stotras also, we'll do the class. 1 full year we'll dedicate to that. I am taking it to myself. Subha in one language, Dopair in another, Shamko in another, same stotra. So 365 days, at least 150 stotrams we will do. ओम अथ श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य कृत श्री ललिता पंचरत्न स्तोत्रम ओम ओम प्रातस्मरामि ललिता वदनारविंदम बिंबाधरं पृथुलमौक्तिकशोभिनासम् आकर्णदीर्घनयनं मणिकुण्डलाढ्यं मन्दस्मितं मृगमदोज्ज्वल फालदेशम् प्रातर्भजामि ललिता भुजकल्पवल्लीं रत्नाङ्गुलीयलसदङ्गुळि पल्लवाढ्यां माणिक्यहेमवलयाङ्गद शोभमानां पुण्ड्रेक्षुचापकुसुमेषु सृणीर्दधानां प्रातर्नमामि ललिता चरणारविन्दम् भक्तेष्टदाननिरतं भवसिन्धुपोतं पद्मासनादिसुरनायक पूजनीयं पद्माङ्कुशध्वजसुदर्शनलाञ्छनाढ्यां प्रातस्तुवे परशिवां ललितां भवानीं त्रय्यन्तवेद्यविभवां करुणानवद्यां विश्वस्य सृष्टिविलय स्थितिहेतुभूतां विश्वेश्वरीं निगमवां मनसातिदूरां प्रातर्वदामि ललिते तव पुण्यनाम कामेश्वरीति कमलेति महेश्वरीति श्रीशाम्भवीति जगतां जननी परेति वाग्देवतेति वचसा त्रिपुरेश्वरीति यः श्लोकपञ्चकमिदं ललिताम्बिकायाः सौभाग्यदं सुललितं पठति प्रभाते तस्मै ददाति ललिता झटिति प्रसन्ना विद्यां श्रियं विमलसौख्यमनन्तकीर्तिम्। ओम श्री ललिता पराम्बिकायै नमः इति श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य विरचित ललिता पंचरत्न स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम्. On this also we have talked definitely in Telugu, other language I don't remember. See the our channel. Now Meenakshi Pancharatnam, Meenakshi Stotram, Annapurna Stotram. These 3 we will do tomorrow. Thank you. 2 or 3, whatever possible. Om Bhurabhuvasvaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गः देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. ओम गुरुः प्राणापानाय व्यान समान ब्रह्मणे ब्रह्मार्पणम्. ओम सवर्वान रामचंद्र कृष्णचंद्र चंद्र सूरम देवता महानैवेद्य मध्य मध्यामृत भानु उत्तराभूष हस्तप्रक्षालनाचमल तांबूल नीराजनान्. ओम नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य मोहन बाल गोपाल वेणुगान लोल वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चोर भक्तजनाधार ब्रह्मद्यावाद्यमुकुंद गीतामृतदातपरो योगीशपार्थ न तत्र सूर्यो मार्गं नेमाविद्वभानुकृते तमेव भान्तुं नारायणाय द्वे वासुदेवाय दाशरथाय द्वे सीतावल्लभे रामाय आञ्जनेयाय नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्याब्रह्मस्य मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय परिगुणात्मने हलकाः ब्रह्मलोकादात् येनि मे गुरुः पूर्वमद्वाक् व्याख्यातास्तानि तं नमो ब्रह्म बोल सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय राधावर कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय उमावर चंद्रचूड़ भगवान की जय श्री रामायण महाभारत भागवत उपनिषद गीता ब्रह्मसूत्र योग वाष्णवातंत्र शिव पुराणादि समस्त सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृति शास्त्र की जय वेद व्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय विश्वामित्र ऋषि वाल्मीकि तुलसीदास वेद व्यासादि रामायणाचार्य की जय वेद व्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि ब्रह्म विद्याचार्य की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुदेव भगवान की जय आज के आनंद की जय हर नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हर सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम कीर्तनम गोविंदा गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम अम्बे अम्बे माता की जय बोलो भाई सब भक्त श्रोता मंडल की जय बोलो भाई सारे जिज्ञासु मंडल की साधक मंडल की जय every day after arati I am remembering because it is not in our habit every day. One more Ganapati Stotram. Today what we do? Narayana Narayana. Small one. Om Sri Vigneshwara Pretyartham Sri Vigneshwara Shodashanama Stotram. Om Sumukaschaikadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodarascha Vikato Vignarajo Ganadhipaha धूम्रकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षो बालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बस्कन्दपूर्वजः षोडशैतानि नामानि यः पठेत् शृणुयादपि विद्यारम्भे विवाहे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा सङ्ग्रामे सर्वकार्येषु विघ्नस्तस्य न जायते इति श्रीविघ्नेश्वर षोडशनामस्तोत्रम् गोपी गणपतिस्तुतिः विघ्नविनाशनदक्षं भक्तिः सुमङ्गलाधारम् वृन्दाविपिनविहारं गोपी गणपतिं वन्दे ओम सुमुखाय नमः ओम एकदन्ताय नमः ओम कपिलाय नमः ओम गजकर्णकाय नमः लंबोदराय नमः विकटाय नमः विघ्नराजाय नमः विनायकाय नमः धूमकेतुवे नमः गणाध्यक्षाय नमः बालचन्द्राय नमः गजाननाय नमः वक्रतुण्डाय नमः शूर्पकर्णाय नमः हेरम्बाय नमः स्कन्दपूर्वजाय नमः इति श्रीविघ्नेश्वर षोडशनामावलिः ओम विनायक गणेशान सर्वदेव नमस्कृत पार्वतीपुत्र विघ्नेश मम विघ्नं विनाशय. Tomorrow we'll see the remaining. Thank you. Hari Om friends, don't miss the classes. Let us enjoy learning together. Hari Om.